suffused with red. When the rivers ran red, red, 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 red. When the rivers ran red. Gone, gone are those halcyon days, virtues we were strong. Gone, gone are those halcyon days, we could do no wrong. Gone is the pride felt on that day, gone are the friends that entered the fray. When the rivers ran red, red, red. 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 When the rivers ran red. Gone, gone are those halcyon days, we were all so lost. Gone, gone are those halcyon days, we gladly paid the cost. Gone is the rage that no blood could slake, gone is the wrath that made the foe break. When the rivers ran red, red, red. 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 When the rivers ran red. Gone, gone are those halcyon days,
Hello, thanks for coming along. This is going to be a nice, chilled little chat. Answer some questions. If my mic's too quiet or if it's too loud, then let me know and I can get it adjusted. Can't hear me. Can't hear me at all? At all. Okay. That is really odd. Okay, let's try that. Is that any better? Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all? Anything? Still can't. Okay, well, nothing has changed, so this might be a Twitch thing. Sorry, I'm just checking out my settings here. Okay, well, there might be a very simple way to do this. I'm going to unplug it all and then turn it back and come back in again. Spotty audio, but that I'm getting rather spotty audio, but that might just be my Wi-Fi. Huh. It might just be. So, am I too loud for the people who can hear me, or am I all right? That sounds about right. Fantastico. Thank you very much. So, what I'd do, I've done one of these before. I did it about a year and a half ago. And basically, I just chatted rubbish about Empire for a while. And then anytime questions came in, people were in chat who knew more than me were able to answer it, or I could answer it. So I think I'll start off tell a little bit about myself. I've been at Empire since the very beginning. Cool. Sounds fine. Good. That's all right then. Any issues, just let me know. So I've been at Empire since the very, very beginning. I played a Navarre General. And yes, Phil, be quiet. I played a Navarre General and I got executed, which was fantastic. It's some of the most intense roleplay I've ever had at Empire. So having a trial and having all of that, it was great fun. I loved it. I then came back as a Urizeni and then moved to Navarre, and I've now moved to Wintermark, and and that's where I currently am. So I get involved in. I didn't get involved in a lot of plot to start off with because I put a question out and I spoke to some people today because I had a thought that I might do this, and they all said you don't need plot to enjoy Empire, which is very true and it's a very valid point. The plot that you get in the game can come and find you if you poke enough beehives and things like that. So the plot can find you. It's the same with your background, is that PD will look for keywords in it, and so you can get plot that way as well. James, I've done 6 events. That's awesome. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a shame about E1 and that, but hopefully we'll get a couple of events at least this year. I do hope so. So plot is out there. But as my friend John said, he said that you just have to, you can sit by and watch a fantasy land go by, and which is another thing that is very true. Ben, never been want to when this is all cleared up. It's a shame. It really is a shame. But when it is all cleared up, I tell you what, mate, when you get there, I think you're going to be blown away by the enormity of it all. There are characters there, there's players there, out of character as well, who are just some of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. They are it's a fantastic thing. Dawn Knight Errant, my wife wants to join too. Ben, have you ever thought about going to a decent nation? Just saying. No, I like Dawn. I think their concept is very good. I like the whole the knight thing behind it all, and the glory thing gets a bit in the way. A friend of mine, Gray, is very predominant. See, I can't speak English either. He does a lot within Dawn, and he pushes a lot of stuff there, and he's really good. I try to harass him whenever I can. So what other nations have we got in chat at the moment? How many of you? In there, 6. So James, Ben, Rosie, Phil. So yeah, so Phil's win tomorrow. She's in the same hall as me. So introverts, so we want to stay together. As a marcher, you should join us. I like the marches. I like them a lot. I like drinking in Marcherland. That's for sure. It's a great place. Back in a minute. Need to refresh. Video has crashed out for me. There's no worries either. I will still be here talking rubbish probably. When it comes to people, introverts, extroverts, any mental health issues or stuff like that, this is a subject that can be talked about for hours and hours and hours. It is all positive. There is no negativity when it comes to anything like that. You do at Empire what you need to do, what you want to do. No one will ever, and I mean this positively, no one will ever come up to you and because you're not doing something and force you to do it. As soon as you say no, it's a no. That's just the way of it. So if your wife wants to just stay by your side, not do much, not do any fighting, not talk to people, then that's great. That's really, really good. My character spent probably a year to start off with just listening to people, and he's got a bit of a reputation as apart from the in-character drug addict and drunk, which he is, and nutcase, which he is, but he also knows a lot of things about things that are going on. He knows a lot of people, so it's great that you can turn up and you can do those sorts of things because the game caters to everyone. So if you have the infamous party potato, which I believe has mold on it at the moment, so it needs a clean. There's so those with anxiety, there are safe spaces. I have seen. No, I know nothing about the party potato whatsoever. There are what they call safe spaces. There are places where if there's an issue, you can turn up and just say, am I okay to sit here? Am I okay to stay here? Something's happened. I just need to be away. There is not a single person in the field who will turn around to you and say, no. Everyone is welcoming. You walk up to someone's fire, you can go, hi, I'm this person, I'm new to Anvil, which is the key, essentially, at the moment. And you can say, I just need to stay here. Can I come and sit by a fire? Have you got any stories? What's happened here? What's happened here? Everybody loves to talk, and it's great. It really, really is great. I like to walk around and just say, hi, can I come and sit down and have a drink? I'll bring a drink or something like that, and you just have a chat with people. That's how you get involved. It's really, really simple. Ask someone to tell them about yourselves. Just say, can you tell me a bit about yourself? People love, yes, the melodramatic backstory. I'd say 90% of that field have a tragic backstory. I'm amazed that there are any relatives left alive in the entirety of the Empire. My tragic backstory is that I had a happy childhood and parents are alive and things like that. So that's my tragic backstory. It's great because it has drawn no attention to me whatsoever. But when you're in the field and you've got, whether you're camping IC or OC, she's asked me to say... she has asked me to say she was right as her backstory has her mum dying. With that, it's dependent. How did her... Don't tell me here, but it depends how the mum died. There's a lot of... they're murdered by orcs, barbarians, during the war or things like that. Oh yeah, my mum died and she died of old age. She died of leprosy, things like that. James, you see, my parents died in the morn. Yeah, see, there's a lot of it happens, and the funny thing with it is that you'll get a few tragic backstories that will happen, and you'll find other people who have something similar, and then they will come together, and they form a little group, and you get a little clique, and it's like, yeah, well, mine did this. All my relatives are alive and well. They're a massive freeborn family. You gotta love the freeborn. My tragic backstory is I'm related to Bron. That is tragic. So we're part of Hurst Hall, which is a very new hall within Wintermark. We have a bridge named after us. Yes, it is mandatory to love the freeborn. I do love the freeborn. I think they did a song about herpes. That's another story. All them jangles, yeah. I've got a few friends in the Brass Coast. They are really good. So when you're on the field, and no matter where you're camped or anything like that, it's quite easy to find a little group to join, to get yourself connected to, and to just be able to go and sit down with, go off and fight a battle with. So Ben, what are you and your wife thinking of doing in the game? You got apothecary, broker, soldier, things like that within it as well. I think Eva, when she comes back, she's in the Dawn. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Fighting, testamental battles are something I know a lot about. A hell of a lot about. I was a Navarre General to start off. She wants to knit, I see. No idea beyond that. It's amazing how many people you see do things like knitting, sewing. There's a couple of people who go around offering in character kit repairs as well. So you get she's a very accomplished knitter. I'm trying to think, see scarves and gloves, and that they're things that people I've seen. I know someone in Varushka who knitted someone literally a pair of gloves over the course of a weekend, and it was really cool. But fighting is something that's my bread and butter. That is, I've got lots and lots of stories about the fighting. A knitted war rhino, that'd be amazing. I've got a whole story about what I've done to a war rhino. It's yeah, definitely the tradesmen, the crafters and stuff like that. There are some incredibly talented people at Empire. Knitting, sewing, singers, songwriters, story writers, leather crafters, metal crafters. I'm doing a LARP chat with irregular props. I don't know if anyone knows who irregular props are. They are a trader there, and they make some incredible weapons. I've got one of his maces. Bron in the hall has one of his spears. Imperial War College was founded last year, and we're kicking off more fighter training. Yeah, fighter training. Kai does a lot for the soldiers and people who are looking to get involved in a lot of fighting. He does more than most people, I would say, to be honest, when it comes to combat. And I never go to this thing. I think with my background, because I have a military background away from all this, and I fight. That's me, and that. So, but Kai does a fantastic job. I was thinking maybe just skirmish for the first time. I make it and just have me learn the rules in a less than 100-person craziness. Skirmishes, death magnet. I wouldn't have said skirmishes with deathmatch. Skirmishes are great. There's a little bit of plot. You get a little bit more story with a skirmish than you do in the main battles. The main battles are very tactical. In the skirmish, you'll get very... you're there for a reason. There's something going on. You're there to rescue someone, perform a ritual, smash a little group of Jotun or Druge or whoever over there that are just kicking up a bit of a fuss. You've got all of that going on. So might be September at best for us. I'm high risk for COVID, so I'll have to be... Yeah, I think it's going to be similar for a lot of people. I think people will give it a miss if they've got family around them who are high risk as well. So, I mean, for me, it's my mother. So, Cat's in charge would think of it a miss if I didn't say check out the new player training and scale. Yeah, they do a new player like intro at the beginning of every event, where they will literally sit down and they'll talk you through a lot of things. I don't know if Nick Turner does it anymore, but he was fantastic. And you can, new player skirmish, yeah. And then they take you off for it's not an in character, well, it's kind of in character OC thing, and you go off and you have a bit of a Barney before time in, and then you come back out and it sort of gives you a good insight into everything that is going on. So, Blake Harris and Sean Michael, they get involved in as well. Do they? I don't know who they are. So if you could let us know who they are, then we can probably, because I'm going to upload this all to YouTube as well, and I can put some. I'm trying to learn how to put funky things up on screen, so we can. Right, okay, so they've been running the new player skirmish, so that's fantastic. So, well worth going along, listen to what they have to say, and then go off, have a bit of a Barney, come back out and just have a laugh. So, skirmishes are very different to a battle, usually 5 to 30 PCs, occasionally some larger ones compared to the hundreds on a battle. I don't know if people remember it, there was a 3-wave skirmish that happened last year. Where Dawn went in first. I mentioned this when I was talking to Alex Smith last week, and a lot of people died basically in that skirmish. Was it 3 years ago? Oh my god, I'm going crazy in my old age. It only feels like last year. Oh well. Thank you. So, but that battle was immense. It was really, really intense. So, I like skirmishes. I try to do quite a few skirmishes, but I will always, if a new player has turned up to do a skirmish, I will always step out to let the new player step in, because it's a good way of getting involved. If a new player can come out of a skirmish and go, I've done this, this, and this, then it's a great way of telling a story. You get people coming up to you saying, oh, how did the skirmish go? Oh yeah, this happened, this happened, this happened. I've done this, this, and this. It gives you a bit of experience, gives you something to talk about, gives you new people, so you're fighting alongside other people in your nation who you've never met before or anything like that. Then you've got new people to fight with, new people to talk to. You can go along later in the evening, sit down, have a bevy, and just go, yeah, that was great. Oh, do you remember when this happened? Do you remember when this happened? It's one of my favourite stories, but I get people coming up to me who walk past me and go, you see that guy over there? That's the guy who fucked a war rhino. And it's like, yeah, that's me. But I do stupid things. I will always say to new players and people like that, I'm about to do something stupid, don't follow me. Because I do a lot of stupid things. But so combat is difficult to talk about. You have to do it. It's the experience. You get the hard skills. People talk about hard skills all the time. It's something that you need to practice at. It's very good and all good and well swinging a sword, an axe, a mace, poking with a spear, shooting with a bow. But until you're actually there, I know it's all fake, but it's the adrenaline when that kicks in. And you go through the portal, and you've got everyone around you singing. There's hundreds of people around you. They're all singing, and they're all doing this and and you're there, and they're all going, come on, and then you go walking through. Oh, I've got goose pimples there thinking about it. And you go walking through, and it's just like, yeah, this is going to be good. And you get to that field, you line up, and you see the orcs march out, and there's hundreds of them in front of you, and you're going, oh, this is good. I'm really up for this. Or you start to see what they're doing, and you go, oh, this is going to be bad. this is going to be bad. So, Pepping Forward. Old question with skirmish and risks. Is it better to make sure new players are ready for it, clanked up, etc. first, as I often find new players' characters are liable to be left behind if they don't have people looking out for them kitted up appropriately. Too many times of keen new characters turning up just in soft kit with ambient expecting to slaughter easy foes. Explanation doesn't live up to reality. That's a good question. Clank is plate. So that's what I wear. It has to cover chest, back. It's 5 points. So chest and back. You get your braces, you get your greaves. And you need. I have fought. I like they basically they do for some skirmishes. They will say this is good for new people. This is going to be a good for a new person to turn up to. You do get idiots out there who are going, oh, I've been here for years, but I want to fight in this one, and they will then turn up and they'll refuse to step back. But the majority of people, I will say, will step back so new players can get involved. I have led a new players skirmish in the Navarre, and it was a 30-man skirmish, and they got the numbers wrong with Monster, and it was meant to be a 60-man skirmish. We turned up. Thankfully, Monster Crew and the refs realised what had happened, so they held them back. But they wanted us to get beaten, basically, in the end, because everyone had kitted up. They all monstered and stuff like that. They wanted to get them involved, and there's nothing better than chasing a load of Navarre out for a fight. But we had, I think I had 20-something new players, none of them in armour, all of them, one of them literally just walking along with one sword, someone with an axe. Someone thought they wanted to be an assassin type and they had 2 knives and things like that. So you do get stuff like that, but they got involved. They had a fight. I think we lost 2 people in it. We got annihilated. They ran us out of the field in the end. One of the people who died was my in-character uncle. So we did really, really well. I think he lost 3 characters that event. He did amazingly well. I found somewhere to get mail from, but haven't found somewhere for plate. I'm on the larger side, and a lot of places just seem to do single or 2 sizes, but I probably don't know the right places. What mail do I have? Aluminium or steel? I have steel. I got my plate off of a friend of mine, actually, who was selling it. He had bought it. Kai's probably the style guide, yeah. So I was going to say, Carl's probably going to be a good one. Dawn, they wear a lot of clank, so there's the traders in the field. They know they will have a lot of armor there. It is pricey. There will be people who you get to know. If you have nothing, they might have some spare bits and bobs. My in-character family, the 2 feet, we tend to have a lot of spare. We take in the waifs and strays, and we try to help them out. You try to do what you can. So I mean, if you turned up with nothing and we're going on a skirmish, to be honest, I'm not small. I'm on the larger side. I would stand up, but no one needs to see anything, really. So if you come to an event, you haven't got any plate, you want to try it. I've only got breastplate, backplate, I've got bracers, greaves and that lot. So I would be happy to let you borrow mine for a skirmish. You can come along and find me at Hurst Hall in Wintermark. I'm always happy to help out new players. There are a lot of people like that in the field, and a lot of people will be happy to help out as well. You may already will be pricey. Always tricky if you don't want, as you don't want someone to cark it too quickly at their first event and just be dejected about it all. It's true. Death is inevitable, I think. Some people have played the same character since the beginning. They don't take the field too often. Sometimes you find you got Johnny Fisher. He's played the same character every single event, same as me. His character's been in every single battle, same as me. But my character got executed for a murder someone else did. I'm not salty about it in the slightest. But still, but character death can sometimes be a good thing. If you have a good death, it's great. My execution, I was told not to come back from a battle. So the refs, I've got a lot to thank for. The battle refs are immense. They are incredible people, all of them. And they basically, I had been trying to die in stupid moments throughout it because that's how I wanted my character to go out. And I kept on getting picked up, saved. So we got to the end of the battle. The Navarre lined up at the end by the portal, and the orcs lined up as well, 100 yards down the road, waited. And they knew that I was going to come running at them on my own, and they knew they were going to kill me. And I got to say goodbye to the entire nation, and they all turned and watched as I sprinted towards the enemy to get killed on my own. It was epic. And I'm also very grateful to the orcs who stood in the front row, because if they hadn't taken those steps forward, I would have fallen flat on my face. I literally started to fall over like 5-6 feet from them, and I was on my way down. So they stepped forward, so I just hit the shields, and they just surrounded me and just paddle beat me to death. And then they threw me back through. I got to witness my own funeral as well. So death can be epic. The roleplay was intense, and you get character bleed as well. I was miserable afterwards. I missed my character. I cried. Other people cried. I got very drunk. What can I say? So, what else have we got here? Small tip on LARP armor. Buy LARP grade armor from reenactors, reenactment grade armor from LARPers. Former is too light NAF reenactment or just wrong, so it's cheap. Latter is often cheap, or is it be too heavy? Yeah. Facebook groups, that is the perfect place to look. There are so many LARP kit groups out there. There are people who can make it all. I'm really lucky because my other half, she's stupidly talented when it comes to making kit. So she made her own, and she's making me a war skirt, which is I'm too excited about. Vito is a house. Yes, he really, really is. I'm lucky that Mac and Vito get on really well. So I think last time I saw him in a battle, his headscarf had fallen off, and I basically was saying to him, "Oh, you look naked without it. So put it back on. It's disgusting, and there are children present." Depends on how hard, clever, and quick-footed they are, and if they take the battlefield. Yeah, I think this is leading down the whole battlefield thing where it's huge. There's so much to do on a battlefield. Whether you want to be large and in charge, you want to be a captain, you want to be in charge of a small unit, you want to train, you want to stand at the back and be inspirational, point things out to people, be a runner. You can be in a line. There's so much that you can do there. His max shield side and his smaller statue adds to his heavier. Yes. Yeah. I'm not saying that he hides behind his shield, but he hides behind his shield a lot. Johnny, I see you. But he's also a good fighter as well. It also depends on how into the character they are too. Your first character was a throwaway. Yeah, you get people who make throwaway characters as well. They just want to see what it's like. My current character was a throwaway character. I literally turned up and just thought, yeah, I'll see what happens. I just want to turn up, have a laugh, put on a obnoxious, bad Irish accent and just talk shit to people. And now I've been playing him for 6 years. I lead my own unit in Wintermark now, and I had a reputation within the Navarre of being an insane fighter, and now I'm slowly building that up within Wintermark. So I'm doing the same thing. It can help if you're rolling with a massive crew as well. That too. If you have a large unit that you want to that you want to fight with, or you can fight with, that's good. I mean, Wintermark, we've got the Heart of the Mark, which is where a lot of people fight. There's a skirmish unit, and you've got my... I can't remember what I called them. Oh, Old Empress. Something Spear. I can't remember. Yes, thank you, honey. Marika's Spear. She was a Calavesi Wintermark Empress. And yeah, and so that's why I took my inspiration from there. And we're a unit of line breakers, so people who are crazy enough to follow me through a line. And we do all right. They try to get us involved in a shield wall, but it doesn't happen. We can't do it. Thank you very much for that link. Yeah, Empress Marika, she was awesome, absolutely awesome. Yeah, Kai has written a 25-page script on Weapon and Armor Empire. He'll be recording voice for it in the next couple of weeks, and we're working on an animator. That's fantastic. That's absolutely awesome, mate. I look forward to seeing that. I don't think enough is done on armor, weaponry, and stuff like that to give people more of an idea on what they can do, what they need, and stuff like that. I have better wiki foo than Matt P sometimes. I'd say most of the time, but that's another thing. So I think when it comes to the battle side of it, it's people ignore magic when it comes to fighting as well, to the battles. You can get there are people out there who do a mass repel, so they have charged up their magic so much with their coven, and then they can come into a whole line of orcs and just repel, and you'll get like 8 or 9 refs in front of them will go repel, and the entire line runs. And then you'll get the entire line, follow them down, chase them down, and do that. So repel's good. Entangle, weakness. You get loads of stuff like that as well. So magic is huge. Away from the battlefield, I think money is quite it's quite an interesting part of the game. Poor choice. Ignoring Yeah, it's very, very poor if you ignore magic. I've seen too many people running away from a line, and then someone's got entangle, and they just you can't move, and just that'll paralyze or something like that. It's brutal. But there's a lot of things within the game. So you have the Bourse, you have Conclave, and you have the Senate. I try to avoid them like the plague, because it's a lot of meetings. You get the Military Council, which is something that I do tend to, and Synod. Did I say Synod? No, I said Senate, sorry. Yeah, Synod. You're not biased. There's a lot of things within the game that you can go to. If you don't mind, I'll be arranging, Blue Frog UK, I'll be arranging Q&As on economics, religion, magic, Military Council, once you've done the Senate Q&A. Excellent. I think I'm very, very biased because I love this hobby. I really, really love this hobby. I started off my Twitch channel to play games on, and then I did a LARP chat with a friend of mine, Kit, and then I did another one and another one. I don't really play games on this anymore. It's just become devoted to LARP. So this is all I do. So I'll do LARP. I let people show off their musical talents. So I did a Tent Aid, which was a fundraiser. Kai, was that when for Blue Frog or for me? And if it was for me, which bit? I've been waffling for a while. Both Senate and Military Council involve a lot more schmoozing and running around than you think at first. Yeah, very, very true. There's a lot of meetings. A lot of people go off to have little chats. There we go. Senate Q&A on the 22nd. Is that on Twitch, or will that be YouTube? Will that be Facebook Live, or how will that be? How will that be done? You'll find, if you want to get involved in the politics or military, Twitch, cool. Excellent stuff. Well, that's the link. Go and chuck them a follow, and you'll get a notification to come through for when they've done that. Yeah, you want to get involved in military politics, anything really, then it's about finding lots and lots of meetings. It's the same with the military. The military game I find quite interesting because you walk around and you get a lot of people who think they know what's going on, and everyone has a different opinion. So you'll talk to 10 people and you'll have 10 different opinions on what Wintermark military tactics should be. And it's quite interesting to see. So as long as you're willing to talk to all of those people, then you get quite a good overlay on what everyone thinks. And everyone has their own opinion, and it's quite interesting. There's an apothecary guild now too. So yeah, if you want to make potions and stuff like that, there's not as many as you would have thought who do it. So that's quite an interesting one to get involved in as well. And there's a link on the Empire Wiki for all the official meetings. I will hasten to add, go to the wiki because it has all your answers there. Can be a pain in the ass to find them, but Emma Novi, that's the person to go to, obviously, for all the wiki foo. Pepping forward, one small tip on military stuff: for potential for military units on overseas operations with foreign powers is a great way to learn a lot about the world and then relate it elsewhere. You do get information come back from a lot of things and things that you get involved in. I noticed there's a lot of thing going around about gatekeeping at the moment on a lot of the groups. People accusing others of hoarding plot and stuff like that. My simple rule is, if you've got a piece of plot that's come to you and it is specific to you, it's personal to you, then you get involved, whoever you need to get involved. If you've got a piece of plot that's come to you, but it's about the nation as a whole, then they have entrusted you to deliver that plot to the nation as a whole. That is my 2 cents on it. I hate hoarding plot. When I was a general, I had all the plot. I didn't want any of it. So I had 8 or 9 people around me who I could turn to and go, you take that, 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 you blah, 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 blah. And then I was left with no plot. And I could sit down peacefully and have a drink until my first of 20 meetings happened. So you get things like that come along. You can generally tell the ones who have plot and are giving, have some sort of plot around them, because they will be the ones running up to the fire to go, have you seen this person? Do you know where this person is? What is this person doing? And then you can go, oh, what's going on with that person? What's going on? And then they'll hopefully give you a little bit of information, and then you can take that and do what you want with it. So there is a lot of plot and stuff like that. So speaking as a former plot laney, I hate plot hoarding as well. Oh, so I've missed a bit there. There are lots of player-run meetings, not on the wiki. There are loads. You'll get little groups that'll meet up and they'll say, oh, if you want to especially like in the nations when they do their big announcements at the beginning, and they'll go, this meeting over here, this meeting over here, that meeting over there. And you can turn up and just listen, do whatever you want. It's great. Getting to know the senators, their proxies, generals, adjutants, also the people who appoint them. Yeah, that's a great way of getting involved. There are so many people out there who are involved with essentially giving out little bits of, oh, we need to do this, we need to do this, to try to see who is going to be the next general, be the next senator. The little things like that. Well, it's not little things, it's a huge thing. Kai, working on my current RP question project. The wiki is not the end-all be-all. PD is working on wiki updates, but there are a lot of things different in the field to what is listed on the wiki. It's also true. I like to think that the wiki has wiggle room. I love that phrase, wiggle room, because my character, I've taken bits from the Wintermark wiki, and I've gone, I like that bit, I like that bit, I like that bit. You put them together, it might be this does work, and I'm running with it. And I haven't had messages from PD or anyone to go up to me and go, no, naughty, don't do that. It's literally a case of, yeah, that's all right, just don't do this. And it's like, fine, I won't do that. And you go on with it. So they encourage certain wiggle room. So Ben, what do you mean by get plot? Every game, RPG, things like that has plot within them, as you would know. Going out and getting plot means you're going out, and when you see someone asking questions or doing things, you can go and try to find them and go, oh, what's this, and just ask questions. Like, you harass them. You're not the person that this person's looking for, but you are doing it. It's like seeing a herald walking around, like one of the Eternals minions walking around and going up to them and asking them a question, basically. You can try to find out what it is. So you can get plot that way as well. So I avoided plot for 4.5 years as this character. So I'm quite happy like that. Right, as you write plot lines. Yeah, we did a chat with Emma and Shek, who are current plot writers. That's on my YouTube channel at the moment. It was really interesting, actually, to hear how they do a lot of stuff. My phrase back-to-back meetings before and after Senate. Yeah, I feel your pain. I really do. My Fridays are now a couple of skirmishes and then drink. All the 2 feet sidearm I can handle. Learn how your nation elects senators. Yeah, everyone does it differently. If you go back through the older chats, you'll find one where the plot team discuss it and how it works. Yeah. There's more of what... Yeah, exactly, Kai. They're more of what you'd like to call guidelines. Yeah. As much there is a brief, there's a plurality to the brief, in the brief rather. Yeah. I like to think, as Kai says, they're guidelines. And you can take it all and just think, well, it's not a definitive answer to this. And there's something off over here, and you can sort of take it up in that direction and explore it. See how people respond in the field is what I like. And I've been doing it, and I want to take it to the next level, but I'll just have to see how that plays out. But I'm not going to get naked in a field. No one's got that to worry about. I can send photos, but don't worry. Some things are guidelines, but there are some definite rules and core parts on briefs which are much less flexible. Definitely. There are things, you'll see people joke about them. There's memes galore. Is this on brief for Wintermark? Tricorn hats. There's a lot of them for each nation. So it's always worth, if you have any questions, I would say email PD. That's the best way to get an answer to it. Email PD. It's worth remembering that there are 2,000 people in the field. It would be impossible for PD to ensure everyone gets directly involved with PD run plot, but there are plenty of opportunity to get involved over the course of several events. Definitely. There is enough out there. There is a lot of stuff going on out there. And I know of people who create their own you get personal plot. So 2 people want to run for senator. They start competing against each other. That is you creating your own personal plot. You can then do like a bit of a slander campaign, put the other person down. You get to run for it. You try to coerce and stuff like that. And then you see what happens with it. So there's stuff that you can do like that. Playing strongly to brief is also excellent fun. Definitely. I think that the brief is there for a reason. At the end of the day, if everyone turned up in Navarre wearing tartan kilts, people were in other nations wearing tricorn hats, people turned up in Wintermark with horned helmets, things like that, it ruins it. You've got I mean, it's obvious to see that PD have taken things from specific areas, but they've brought it in and they've made it their own to an extent where you can sit down and go, oh, I like that bit, I like that bit. I can tweak it a little bit here. I don't want to say what I've done with my Calavesi because I'm not. I don't have bird skulls on me. I don't wear feathers, so I'm not. I am Calavesi, but I'm not massively swamp witchy looking birdie feathery type. I've taken another part of the brief which is quite small, and I've taken that little bit and I've run with that, and that's my winter marker right there. And I have to say I love it. I love running around like that. It's great. You get some fantastic looking Calavesi around there. My other half is one of them. Grim is one. The current head of the Crow, I can't remember what the title is, but she's like in charge of the Crows. There is some fantastic kit out there. The wiki is full of them. There's photo forum as well. Great place to look at kit too. It's fantastic. Egregores. There's no one going around handing out plot at the gate. You'll need to poke around yourself, but there's also lots out there. And if you're stuck, ask. Yeah. As Phil said, yeah, I mean, sort of merged into one there. The egregores. You want to do something, go to an egregore, have a chat, tell them what you're interested in. Because the chances of an egregore turning around going, I know of this. There's something to do with this over there somewhere, but I don't know much about it. Go and ask this person about it. And that's it. That is your plot hook right there. Go and take that, grab that person, grill them, and then run with it. Voice of the Crows. Thank you. Thank you. I said I needed help, and yeah, there we go. So you get stuff like that, and it's great. So that you can do that's what the egregores are there for. They point people out. The Wintermark egregores are fantastic, but I'm biased. So what we got? First of the Crows, a sort of plot of the gate. Oh yeah, get the Winds of Fortune. They're always worth a read. The egregores are literally the player support team. They're there to support players. Yeah. Any issues at all, go and speak to an egregore. You know, if they said like find X person, how on earth do you do that? Is it like going 10 to 10? Yes, it is. Yes, it really is. I can't count. I've gone to the egregore and they said you need to go and speak to this person about this. I was looking for someone in I think it was Varushka called Spider, and oh my god, I spent an hour and a half looking around. I had a lot to drink thanks to visiting everyone's tent because Varushka is great. And they then just said, Juha the Cave Spider, yeah, that's the one. And it turns out he wasn't at the event. So, but it didn't matter. I met a lot of new people. It was fantastic. So, but my memory when it comes to people's character names and little things like that is awful. It's so bad. Steve is terrible at it. Mac gives them nicknames. That's the way he remembers people. Juhas. Oh, no. Oh. I never actually met him. But this was quite a while ago. I've had some fun helping out a new egregore in Dawn when they wanted to find people. Eva is experienced and probably worth, when you get into the field, her and her other half, they are knowledgeable, very knowledgeable, very experienced LARPers, and very experienced when it comes to Empire. So when you turn up into the field, you can find them both, and yeah, worth having a chat with, and they are very, very good. Going 10 to 10 is exactly why building a reputation is helpful. More people recognise you. Have you seen so and so? Oh yeah, he just walked by. Yes, definitely. One of the perfect examples of that would be Shaman in Wintermark. You can't miss him. You can never miss him. His kit is synonymous, really, with with the character, and it's like, yeah, you can't miss him at all. Oh, was that him? Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, I did meet him then. Oh, well, okay, so he and the Empress disappeared. Oh, okay. It was a scandal. Yeah, there's lots of stuff like that. It was certainly a shock. Yeah, I think it was the talk of Empire when it happened. I think there were people running around, like, literally screaming about it at the top of their voice. Made a lot of paperwork for us, I can tell you. I can imagine. So you see, what this is the sort of stuff that I'm trying to talk about, Ben. It's you turn up into the field and having that one snippet of conversation about one thing has led to the conversation coming from being like this to being like this. There's so much going on within the game. The game is huge. Some groups with a lot of hat wearers wave chalkboards in front of their tents saying where folks are. Hat wearers being people with official titles. Yeah. So you're looking for the hat wearers, so generals, senate, archmage of something. There's lots of stuff. Yeah, lots of stuff like that. So yeah, it makes sense that you'd flag things like senators. I avoid senators because they are involved heavily with politics, and I don't like the politics game. That's not for me. Steve is not a political being. I don't find that part of the game interesting. That's another good thing about Empire is you don't have to be interested in everything. You can only be interested in one thing, and there is enough within that one thing to keep you going. My other half, she's an apothecary extraordinaire, and she's had another hall try to poach her from our hall because she is that good. So there's things like that can happen, like finding groups. Ben, have you got a group that you're joining in Dawn? Have you, or you're doing this all in the field when you turn up? It was tempting. I bet it was tempting. It's anything to get away from us, really. We aren't very good. We aren't very good at all. No, going to do it in the field. That's the brilliant attitude. That's fantastic. That's probably the best way to do it. We get a lot of people who will turn up and they'll post things and say, any groups looking to recruit? Some of them will say, yep, us. And other people will say, nah, find out in play, do it all in play. And it's really good because if you do it in a field, you can go along to all of the groups, have a chat, sit down, see which one you fit in with. Because there's nothing better than sitting down with a group and then finding out, I don't actually get on with that person at all. Don't really want to speak to them. And then you're stuck in the group. It's for a little while at least. So it's always good to go off and, as you say there, I'd just start by saying hi. Fortunately, I'm a hella big extrovert, so talking to like 500 new people is like a dream. Yeah, it's really, really good. I remember when my character became the first general to replace a general who had been removed from his position. So it happened in E1, so it was literally the second day they put me in as a general. And my first thing to do was speak. This is when Navarre were the biggest nation, so we had a few hundred people, and it was in the standing to have all of those people stood around you in a big circle, and you're stood there for the first time to tell them where we're going off to have a bit of a scrap, and you go, yeah, we're doing this, and you're just walking around. You talk to people, but I'm the same. I'm an extrovert. I will talk to anybody. I don't care. I talk to the local drunk when I'm in Tesco's doing shopping, so it doesn't faze me at all. If you ask in the Dawn boards, then people will say they're recruiting, so at least you can see some new faces ahead of time. You can't shut Steve up. Yeah, no, you can't shut me up. But yeah, it might be worth seeing who is recruiting because you'll get a big list. And then that gives you something within, when you go into the field, you can have it all written down for yourself, and then you can go to these people, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi, and that's it. And then you may even get some other people who are nearby, and you can just say, oh yeah, going to go and have a little chat with them as well. Oh, go and have a little chat with them. Or you can make the right decision and come over and have a chat with some people in Wintermark and come and join Wintermark. Just saying. Just throw that one out there. But no, if you are there likely that groups will be like no new players, or are most people open generally? I think a lot of it comes down to role play as well. My hall said no new players. We didn't want new people at all. For I'll take it under advisement. Wintermark, that is. If you want to pick my brain about Dawdish things, yeah, Eva is, yeah, definitely worth poking. If they want new players, then they'll be very open about it. If they don't want new players, then they will say, no, we're not really looking to recruit at the moment. You'll generally find that that's the group who have role played together for a long time, or they're a group where they think, well, we know what we need to do, but we've only got 5 or 6 people. We fight together, we do everything together. We just want to stay like that. It's nothing against anybody, or you can march like sensible folk. But you have to like a lot of potatoes for a marcher. They do have foot the ball though, and I do like that game. So you can go along and have a chat with all these people, and everyone is open to talking to you about the whole. And if they're willing to recruit, you could find, I've heard of it happening a few times, where someone who's not part of a house, and they fought so well that you had a couple of houses fighting over recruiting this person. And it was really interesting to see. I think it actually came to essentially having a little bit of a scrap in the glory hole, the glory square rectangle. Yeah, too many jokes about that. I think most houses on nicely orders are at least passively recruiting, but obviously check in with them to make sure you gel. And mud baths, yeah. So I think that there is a lot there that you can do on your first day. It's so welcoming. I think I can safely say that on what's wrong with potatoes. They make alcohol. they help make stuff so I can drink it. I'm good with that. I will honestly say that when I went to E1, the very first event, and no one knew what they were doing. Everyone turned up, we got into kit, and the call for timing went around, and everyone sat there. No one knew what to do. Then some people started, the officials are going around saying, you need a general, you need a senator, you need this. The egregore said, oh, I've got a skirmish, I need some people to come and have a fight. And stuff like that. So that started to get the ball rolling, but no one was a dick. Everyone was really friendly. Everyone wanted to help. You got the old, the more experienced people. They were coming out and they were singing songs. So you had the old classics that you could sing at a LARP event, Leafhead, Johnny Lever, and stuff like that. And then it all led to the nations as they grew, as the events went on. Their identity grew. Their identity changed, and you have people who are so talented when it comes to singing, songwriting, story writing, limerick writing, things like that, that everything changed. So you find that the majority of songs in that field at the moment are all unique. You won't hear them outside of Empire. They've been written for Empire, and it's incredible. It makes me sick with jealousy that they are so talented and I'm not. So, but it's fantastic to see. Song and story time, perfect example. The singers there are incredible, so talented, so really, really good. So you could literally walk up to any fire in the field and say hello, and they will all greet you. They will all say hello. They will all have a chat with you. They will all offer you a drink. It's things like that that make this game so good, this hobby so fantastic. Daisy Abbott and her group are spectacular. There's a lot. Yes. Yeah. They're absolute immensely talented. Immensely talented. You've got Tarek, Andy Ruddick in Wintermark. He is incredible. I will post a link to my YouTube channel in the Facebook group because I've got all of my LARP chats on there. I've even got my Tentade video in there, so you can actually see the people who how they perform some of their songs and stuff like that. Sam Wheatley, love Sam to pieces. He is very, very good. Malfan, yeah. She is incredibly talented. Unfortunately, she's lost her voice at the moment. So, that must be my my channel there. Is that my channel? Yes, it is. So I've got it all on there. I like to do chats with a variety of different people because everyone has different inputs and things that they take out of it, and things that they want to play, and they got things that they love to froth about, and they can sit down and you could set them off on that road, and they could talk for an hour about it all. I'm quite lucky because I can talk for hours and hours about this. So all I would say is that fighting. I love a battle. Me, I think me and Kai are cut from the same cloth on that one. It's one of those things. So there are so many talented people. We go around, visit all these fires. All I would say is on your first evening, go confirm. I have about a week's worth of cinema talk. Oh dear. I would say go around all of the nations. So if you're in Dawn, just work your way around the field. See everyone, see all the nations, because you know when you have left a nation and you've gone into a different nation, because it changes really quickly. It's great to see. I avoid High Guard, but that's a personal thing. I've got a lot of friends in High Guard, and the High Guard game as a nation doesn't appeal to me at all. So I tend to not bother going there. But that's just me. Time. We've been going for a while. Avoiding High Guard is just a good call. Yeah, definitely. There is racism in the game. I will say that. Not racism as it's not even so much a touch as but you get the briars. Everyone hates. Yeah, I see racism. Yeah, exactly. You get the briars. People hate them. You get inter-nation hatred. So like with the Imperial Orcs, they get a lot of hatred as well. Sorry, yeah, thanks. Yeah, species, not race, or anti-nation hatred as well. I'd say as well. Though some of the IC racism is uncomfortably close to OC racism. Yes, but I'd like to think that if people were saying something like that, that if someone said, "Well, that's too far. You're kind of close there," that person would back away. I've witnessed a couple of occasions where someone has cut it too fine and has been told to back off, and they have. It's people are pretty good like that. But in any hobby, you always get a dick, and if when you realise who a dick is, you can avoid the dick, and PD are there to deal with the dick. Hiking boots. So any tips on boots? I hear it can get muddy. There are instances with a certain slope by the woods where you can be having a conversation at the top of it, and when you finish your conversation, you can slide down. It can get very, very muddy. Hiking boots are good. Wellies definitely as well. I've seen people who have cut wellies, put holes in them, and they've tailored them a little bit, and they look great. It's whatever is comfortable for you. I personally, I wear steel toe capped black boots that offer a lot of ankle support. Because where I fight a lot, so I run around a lot, and there's a bit of jumping, and you're running. There's a stop start. So you're planting your feet down quite heavily sometimes. PD can deal with it. Go for it. So I'm gonna screenshot this, but PD can deal with the dick. Husband face wears army boots. Yeah, army boots. There's a thing of kit stops at the ankle. Is a common way I've heard it described. You do what you can. I would rather wear something that offers my ankle a lot of support, my feet a lot of support, unless some of these boots that are just like a piece of fabric on a sole. And I would know that if I was wearing my big boots, I'm not going to break my ankle. I'm more happy wearing stuff. Matt P has recently posted about how that's not quite true. Go to the wiki for shoes, then. Oh, I didn't see that. But then again, my Facebook is not showing me anything at the moment. I don't get notifications until like 3 days later. So it's been pretty crap for me. So we got Innovar, new individuals come around for the first time. Would you already have tattoos, or do you earn them over game time? Tattoos, war paint is a thing that the Navarre do. Brands, on the other hand, are an oath that you take. So something specific. So for my family is the 2 feet, and we have 2 footprints. So I wear mine here. Some people wear them on their neck. Some people wear them on their cheek. But you just wear them. And that is an oath that you have taken to your family. I'm not going to tell you what it is here because you need to go and find that one out in the field. Ask a 2 feet about the 2 feet. It's good plot. It's good, well, not plot, it's good role. It's great role play. If you do something and someone brands you for the first time, so them pinning you down and like getting a knife and doing all that, bit of fake blood, it's a big thing, really, really big thing. But that is another thing as well. So you can turn up with some lines and a bit of snaz on your face and stuff like that. It's a big thing in the Navarre. Go and ask an egregore. Go and ask a Vate about that one as well. It's, yeah, really, really worth it. It's really, really good. That was Fantastic Wolf. Yeah, so that's really worth it. I've lost where I am. I waterproof black fake riding boots from Simply Be. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people with riding boots. They do look really good. I think the League wear a lot of them. A couple of friends of mine and stuff have those. I was about to say that big post. So it'll probably be worth... right, so cheers, Kai. Thanks for posting that. Icy Footwear. Have a read of that one. I will be reading it up on that one myself after this. Navarre Culture and Customs, Tattoos and Vows. Suggest you have at least one tattoo. Everyone who joins the Navarre swears their oath to their predecessors swore centuries earlier when the cities were destroyed by the Valorn. Once the oath is taken, the new Navarre mingle their blood with all the other Navarre who have attended the ceremony and receive the traditional Navarre tattoo called the Binding of Thorns, an intricate pattern of intertwined briars or thorns. That ceremony is great. It is really good fun. If you can get a lot of people around you, so it's dependent on you do it. Some people like to do have a quiet thing, so there'll be like 2 or 3 of you in a tent, and you role play it all out there. Other people, the ones I've been involved in and watched, they said they wanted a few people around, but they went to the middle of Song and Story Time, the circle there, and there was like, it started off with 5, then it became 10. Then I shouted for everyone, and there was like 70 people around watching it, and there was a big cheer, a couple of songs. It was great. So you get out of it whatever you want. It is the most iconic part of Navarre kit. Yes, definitely. Definitely. It is one of the things. I still have my tattoos. Obviously, moving over from the Navarre to Wintermark, so it's a tattoo. I'm not removing skin for that. So there's the Binding of Thorns first event thing when you join a striding steading. That is down to well, it depends how long you've been in the Navarre, I would say as well. If you have been in the Navarre all your life, then you probably already have it, so you can turn up in the field with it on you somewhere. If you've recently joined the Navarre, so when I joined the Navarre, I came from Urizen, so I didn't have one, and I had mine done by the Egregore, and it happened on the Saturday after a battle, and the Egregore did it for me, and it was pretty awesome. It was quite an intense piece of role play. But yeah, Dave Young, fantastic role player. So if you want to be new to the nation and you want to have it done there, that's great. That's going to be your role play for you to find out to deal with as you get into the field, and you can sit down with people, ask questions, and find out everything about it all, and then you can have someone cut it in, give you the tattoo, and it's really nice piece of role play, and it's whoever's around you, it creates like that little something between you all. So you'll get people who will like go, yeah, I know that guy. Yeah, I was there when he had when he had the Binding of Thorns done and stuff like that. It's really, really nice piece of role play. So I've been going on for quite a while now. I will shut up, really. Are there any other questions that anyone's got or anything like that? Thanks, Kai and Emma and Eva and everyone who's posted links and everything like that. It's been fantastic. It's been really, really good to have everybody turn up who can answer any questions. It gives another opinion, and it gives something. It just proves how welcoming this hobby is for everyone. I think it's such a... will I be doing another one of these? Yep, I will try to do them as often as I can. As I said, my next one is hopefully going to be with Irregular Props. Darren Stocker, who makes a lot of fantastic weaponry. He really, really does. So I'm going to be having a chat with him about that. If you could give a top tip for a first event, what would it be? Talk to people. Talk to people. I've seen too many people who will turn up to their first event, go and sit by a fire, and just sit there and wait. Go off, explore, go up to people and go, "Hi, I'm new to Anvil. What's this? Who are you? Tell me your tragic backstory." Talk to people. It's fantastic. You will meet so many incredible people. You'll hear so many amazing songs. You'll hear a lot of great stories. It's fantastic. I can't wait to take the field as soon as possible. No, neither can I. I think we are all missing it. Find something to have an opinion about. Yeah, definitely. It's good to have a conflicting opinion about something quite important, I find. But don't... well, no, it's up to you. Whatever your opinion is going to be, it's going to be your opinion. So I'm not going to say anything else because it's my opinion. Eat regularly and plan it in because you will forget. Yep, definitely. I have gone without food for 32 hours at Empire, and it was when Chrissy from the Navarre, Chrissy Grafton, she is in the Pathfinders. She came and found me, realising what I had done, had a go at me, dragged me back to their fire and made me eat. That was it. And ever since then, yeah, just don't do it. Don't do it. I was becoming quite ill. So yeah, food regularly, plan it in. Even if it is get up Go, I've got this here for breakfast, cereal bar, water, something like that. You've got something in your stomach, then go off and find something bigger. Make sure you do it. It is really, really good advice. Attend one of the new player meetings, 2 p.m, 5 p.m. at the Hub on Friday. That's a must. Definitely a must. They are really good. Do not go without food for 32 hours. Yeah, don't do that. That's dumb. Food is important when there's a lot of booze going around. Yeah, there's a lot of alcohol in that field. A lot of alcohol in that field. A lot of it is homebrew. Be sensible. Be sensible. Don't be the person who gets so drunk people are stepping out of their game to come and pick you up to make sure you get back to your tent alive. I've done it 3 times. I'm sure everyone's got their own stories when it comes to doing it. Don't do it. Don't be that person who has to do that. I think a good example of someone going out of their way for someone who was very, very drunk, Mark Humes wasn't massively insanely intoxicated. He was just drunk and it disagreed with him. Tabletop Weekly, they do a video where they talk about that drunken night, and a guy called Mac who looked after him, picked him up and sorted it all out. Yeah, that Mac was me. So it might be worth, so that deals with that. So just don't drink more than you can handle. And there's a lot of very nice alcohol out there. I recommend the 2 Feet cider. Kai, my top tip: don't kill off your family. Tie yourself to the world with them and give yourself something to care about. That is a great one. We've already talked about tragic backstories and things like that. I do that by creating I was part of the 2 Feet when they started. I didn't create the 2 Feet. That was created by Kit and Rob. They made this up just to be a bit of fun. But now everyone in the 2 Feet is family. So if they have 2 footprints on their head, they are family. If they have one, they're called something else. They're a hopper. And they are just sort of like they're married in, or they joined us or something like that. So anyone with the actual 2 footprints on their head, they are related to each other in some way, shape or form. And it creates something to grip onto, something to care about. You get emotionally involved. So I've witnessed my brother die. Well, didn't see it, but I heard about it. That was intense roleplay. I witnessed my uncle dying in game. I had 3 people drag me off the field. It was intense, but it's great roleplay. So that was Kai. Check in with yourself regularly to ensure you eat and drink. Drink soft drinks. There is water everywhere. Definitely. Self-care. It's a massive thing. You need to do it. If you see people and you know you haven't drunk anything and they've got a big thing of water, go over and ask if you can have a glass of water or something. People aren't gonna just go no. Okay, as long as you've got a tankard, something like that, it'll be good. You need self-care is massive. What do they cover in the new Player Me? Lots. They cover different bodies of state, good self-care, how to let PD know about problems, who your egregores are, all the basics, basically. You get, and a booklet as well. You get everything, all the basics that you need to know, stuff to help you when you're in the field. Either bring extra socks, definitely. I bring 3 pairs of socks per day. I'll put on clean socks in the morning. I'll put on clean socks after a battle. I'll put on clean socks when I go to bed. And it goes on and on like that. Do I use all of them? No. I forget to eat. So spare socks, spare underwear, towel as well. Give your feet a clean. Stuff like that. It's they're good. I watch Mark, great guy. Mark is really, really good. He little side note about Mr. Humes. I do have a lot to thank him for. If it wasn't for Mark, I wouldn't have met my fiance. For example, she came along to Empire because of his videos. So I do have, I do have a lot to thank the guy for. And when me and Grim are off our tits on Twilight, the in-character drug, we always harass him. And his face when we walk in, and he knows that we're on this drug, is great. It is so good to see. Siggy is a special one. He really is. Dave the LARPer. Hello. Peppy Ford. Note, the longer your PC lives, they'll probably broadly shift towards uncompromising sociopath after repeated exposure to terrible events, carnage. As various friends get off, the remaining relationships get steadily more intense, high stakes, or they become wholesome paragons striving against the darkness. I get asked, Mac and Grim, my character, and Chris Trott's character, Mac and Grim they've got really, really close to the point of where I get asked, what would you do if Grim dies? And I will honestly say, I don't think I could continue playing Mac if Grim died. So I would walk off. I'll just leave or go off and get myself killed somewhere. Something like that. But yeah, just couldn't do it. It'd be inconsolable. The roleplay would be truly awesome. It would be really, really good. So there's lots of stuff like that. Also, towels are more useful than you'd think. Definitely. There's also a big variety of other new player sessions for different aspects of the games listed here. Thank you, Emma. Event schedule. Yeah, they include a public speaking class from a professional. I'll be sure to go to those. Thanks, Emma. Fantastic. They are all really... introduction to Magic. I tried Magic, hated it. Speak for yourself. My character started as a sociopath based on Carl. Carl! Fantastic. I love that show. Introduction to Magic is a very good for improving access. Yeah. All of these new classes are there to help new players, and they are all good. I don't think I've heard a single negative thing about them all. I think the best thing to do with this game as well is to remain positive. Find the positive in it. If you're not enjoying a part of that game, then don't do that part of the game anymore. Go off, find something else. This game is so big. So big. You can do so much. What else? Any other bits of advice? I think self-care, socks, sleep. Don't get so drunk you can't get yourself to bed. I think they are the big ones. Be respectful for everyone around you. There are issues with so you get the odd group who will be singing until 5-6 o'clock in the morning while everyone else is trying to sleep. It's like, don't be that person. If you're not sure, ask. Almost nobody is going to call you out for asking what's going on. No, that's really true. No one is going to sit down and go, "Oh, no, I'm not telling you this. You should know these things." And the people who call you out are dicks. Ignore them. There's a theme going on tonight. It's dicks. The theme is dicks tonight. Stay away from them. If they're a dick in game, don't be around them, because other people have probably figured out that they're a dick as well. You will probably get people who will warn you off of people as well. Make your own opinion. You might find that you get on really well with them. That's the simple thing. Some people break Rule 7. We don't like those people. No, exactly. So there's a lot of that around, and I think as long as you turn up, open mind, talk to people, ask questions, get stuck in, you're going to have... to be honest, it's more, if a bad person IC be the best person OC, PD can handle them. Yeah. Talk to an egregore. That's the simple way around that. But I just say, open mind, get stuck in, talk to people, talk to everybody, go to all the nations, Have a tick list. List all the nations and go, I've spoken to someone in every single nation. Yeah, don't be a missing stair. Simple. So I just think as long as you're willing to talk to people, listen to people, you'll find your niche in the game. You'll get stuck in. Because at the end of the day, I think PD have created an amazing world. An amazing realm for everyone. That you can get everything you want out of it. And I think... I can't speak more highly of Matt and everything he's created here and everyone involved in PD, because they all deserve all the respect and kudos we can give them. If you ever need official help, find someone with a radio. This includes all the egregores, civil service at the hub, referees, anyone at God. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've had a couple of issues and I've always found a bumblebee, or I just wander up to God and then I've had a chat with people there. And it's always been sorted out. It's always been sorted out amicably and stuff. So it's all really, really good. So I think been going for almost an hour and a half now. Unless there's any burning questions that anyone has there, but I think we've done pretty well here. I say we've done pretty well. I think Emma, Kai have done amazingly well. I have just been a conduit. So I think, everyone, thank you so much for coming along to this. Thank you all so much for answering my questions. It's for the help. That's not a problem at all. Anytime. Go check out my YouTube thing, because it's all gets uploaded there, and there's other stuff there. Come and find Mac, Hursthall, Wintermark. Come and say hi. Love to meet new. I love to meet new people. Really, really do. So yeah, come and find me, and we can have a natter and stuff. But thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for the people who have followed. Ben, Emma, everyone who's followed. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. This will get put up onto YouTube as well, so you can come back and watch it and watch all the others as and when you see fit. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much. I will end it all now, so you don't have to put up with my voice or ugly mug anymore. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.